In the state of Florida, they got something called felony murder. So unfortunately, my codefendant shot and killed somebody because I was with him. I participated in the crime. I killed somebody. Prison they make razors nice and all kind of stuff. Man. I think he must have had a toothbrush, some razor. I don't know what he had, but he had something. $150 the man across his face. I remember dude holler, down, running to the glass. Open him up, banging on the glass, and a dude on his ass chasing him. But that dude caused it on himself, all because you wasn't thinking, you wasn't self-aware.
Ain't got a moment when they see you down, just know they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got a special guest with me today. Flew in all the way from Florida, but he could tell it better than me. So why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, first of all, man, appreciate you for having me, B. Luke, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Thanks for coming.
I've been watching your podcast, The Bounce Back. It means a lot. Great guests, great content, man. I'm just blessed to be a part of it, for real.
Absolutely.
But on another note, I am Mo Nelson, born and raised in Tampa Bay, Florida. Go Buccaneers, you already know what time it is. But right now, I'm in Beantown, man. You know, before I get it started, I gotta say it, man. Park the car in the yard. Throw the threes up too, man, for everybody. I think I ain't know nothing about that, man.
Hey, that's
but yeah, most definitely, most respect, man. I like Boston, man. Cold as hell.
A little
I like
bit,
it, man. I like it. Like a little mini New York, with his own little swag and little taste. So grateful to be here, man, for you having me. But yeah, man.
So let's get into it. How much time total you got in prison?
I got sentenced to 15 years in the Florida State Prison at the age of 16. But the actual time I did was 12 years and 9 months exactly, because in the state of Florida, you got to do 85% of your time. Okay. So I was fortunate to accumulate all my game time. Now, I'm not saying I was an angel in prison, but it was opportunities for me to regain my game time, and I did that. You know, that's how I was able to come home the earliest possible.
So talk a little bit about what you've been up to since you've been out. I see you got the pass. Talk a little bit about that and everything you got going on with that.
You know, since I've been home, man, I've just been trailblazing, man. I've been just trying to set the precedent and change the narrative when it comes to convicted felons, because there's a stigma and a negative connotation for those getting out of prison. And, you know, in the state of Florida especially, they say the average person that gets out of prison within 3 years will return, will contribute to the recidivism rate. So me, I took that as a challenge. I said I wanted to defy those odds. I wanted to supersede, you know, those statistics, and that's what I'm doing. December 31st will make 6 consecutive years, man, that I've been home. No new charges, no technical charges, because I actually got sentenced to 10 years on probation. By the grace of the Most High, I got early termination. I completed it back in March. And like I say, man, I've never been in trouble, man. I just kept my head on the swivel. Just want to show people that it can be done. Pass is something I came along with in a meditation session. Every day I love to meditate. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I meditate between like 5:15 and 5:30. And one day I was just in connection with the Most High, with my higher self. And I was like, man, what can I give to the people that can be instrumental to the development, but yet relatable? Something that we all experience, something we all can all relate to, right? And then it dawned on me. Pass. Prevail against self-sabotage. Reason why I formulated that is because, you know, a lot of people, you know, I make it look easy out here. I did get out of prison, got out here trailblazing, being successful, worked my way up into entrepreneurship to making 6 figures a year, right? True indeed. But I did go through some struggles getting out of prison due to the fact I had little to none adult experience. Getting acclimated to society was a challenge. And one challenge I faced was dealing with the women. You know, I had a woman problem. You know, being deprived for so long, being sequestered from society, you know, encountering women, beautiful women at that, they find me attractive. You know, I find myself giving them a lot of attention and time that wasn't necessary. That resulted in me procrastinating a lot, not being focused, not, you know, being determined and living out my purpose. So I was self-sabotaging in a sense. So I was trickling down like quicksand, man. And I didn't like where I was going. And I needed help, bro. Bad, real bad. So I had to get some things together, get aligned back with my purpose, rediscover my why. And that's how I came up with PASS, man, Prevail Against Self-Sabotage, because we all have some point in our lives indulge in self-sabotaging
Yeah,
habits. It is what it is. Let's
That's
be
for
honest,
sure.
we're human. But the thing is, taking accountability, recognizing, and then making the choice to correct it from that point forward. And that's all I did, man.
Absolutely.
So I had to get back to the basics of the healthy habits that I nurtured and developed while incarcerated that allowed me to have the success in there and make it out unscathed and make it to the man I am today. I had to reconnect with those habits, man, and just apply them and exercise them. And that's where I'm at today, man. I'm on a straight line and just prospering and just trailblazing, bro.
For sure, and I'm glad you were able to make it, man. So you said you had formulated this idea during a meditation session, right? Talk about that. When did that become part of your story? When did you stop meditating? Was that in prison? Was that when you get out?
So for those who may not know, I am an advocate and a subject matter expert in emotional intelligence. Having a high sense of EQ enabled me to survive prison because, you know, it wasn't about me being the roughest, the toughest, the hardest, who got the best fight game. It's actually about who can compose their emotions, who can relegate self, and who can think. It's like playing chess, and who can make the optimal decisions when the time comes. And emotional intelligence, being fortified in that area, allowed me to do certain things of that nature, right? So a technique that I used to use that always kept me calm, composed, and just positive was the art of meditation. I learned it through some Buddhist books that I read while I was incarcerated. And just, you know, they talked about the importance of meditation, the benefits, et cetera, et cetera. So I really took a liking to that, adapted some principles of it, executed some exercises, and I just made it a daily habit of mine. And it just kept me calm and composed, man. It kept me concentrated. It kept me focused. So I was like, man, I want to make this, you know, a habit. So that's something that I developed while incarcerated. So then, like I say, I had to get back to what made me who I was, what made me an elite, great individual. So I had to go back to the basics, man. I started exercising meditation out here. And man, it has done me so much justice, man. Within that 5 a.m. hour, meditating, the energies are low, frequency levels are low, everybody in the house sleep, and that just gives me the opportunity to really get aligned with self, align the 7 chakras, get a high sense of concentration, and just be in the present. A lot of people don't understand about meditation. A lot of people really say that they don't know how to meditate. They feel like it's convoluted, and it's really not. All it is just having a keen sense of concentration, being in the present, focus on your breathing, inhaling, exhaling, aligning your 7 chakras, and just, you know, staying the course. That's it. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future so much. Just being in the present. For
sure.
You know, appreciating the present. Because sometimes we can have so many things going on in our lives, distractions. We're worrying about, you know, the future, and, you know, we bombard ourselves with what we did in the past, and, you know, beating ourselves up with self-defeat. So just eradicate all that and just focus on the present, focus on your breathing, and just concentrate.
Do you do like a guided meditation? Because I saw that they have that out there. Sometime I'll put on YouTube, guided meditation. They'll walk you through what thoughts you should have and little sounds, or sometimes even just stretching. To me, that's like very meditative, is like just stretching. Like, what's your meditation session like? Is it self-talk, guided?
Well, actually, for those who do not know how to properly meditate and want to know how to do so, man, shoot me a DM. Go to my Instagram. It's real_Mo Nelson Speaks. Shoot me a DM or comment on the post saying meditate. And automatically you will get my step-by-step meditation guide on how to properly meditate and the power and the benefits of meditation. But yes, so simply, what people don't understand is that they think that you have to sit Indian style. That's a myth. That's a assumption, which you can, but you don't have to, man. You can meditate standing up, laying down, Indian style, etc. You can meditate anywhere. You can meditate in the bathroom, taking a shower, on your way to work, in the car, anywhere, bro. It doesn't matter. It's just all about just, you know, taking time for self and being in the present. That is the most paramount aspect of it all. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
But that's all it is, man. Just, you know, simple techniques like that. You know,
absolutely.
You'll be on your way to a successful meditation session.
Okay, so talk about the success you've had with this entrepreneurship. What have you been doing? How'd you get into it? How'd you start? Where you at now? How did it grow? Because I know these things evolve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I come from humble beginnings, man. So let me say this. It all started, my entrepreneur journey, it all started in prison from reading books. I read a plethora of books that just broadened my horizon, enabled me to identify options that, hey, I can do it. You know, I have a chance. I'm not limited. You know, it enabled me to eradicate those self-beliefs of doubt, self-limiting beliefs of doubt, excuse me. So yeah, so it started right there, right? Reading books such as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, by Robert Kiyosaki, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach, so many, just a plethora of personal finance and business books that got me in that mind frame, right? So it started there. And then I never forget, man, my first business venture, upon my release, I started it 3 months subsequent to my release, was a vending business. I started off with these small candy machines, one to be exact. And I got the idea from a peer of mine while incarcerated. He was elaborating on it. And at first I'm like, man, ain't nobody studying no damn candy machines, man. Yep. And he's like, man, mostly that's your problem. You being naive, you're looking at it with a narrow mindset. He say, people do still indulge in candy machines. I have some myself and it was a success. So I listened to him. So he's elaborating. He say, look, man, don't think you're going to come up off one candy machine. It's a numbers game. Think about if you had 10 candy machines, right? Each of them just yielding 1 quarter, making you 1 quarter a day, 30 days straight. You got 10 in high traffic locations. Think how much money that can bring you without your presence being required. That's the key. Yeah, you're making this money passively without your presence being required while you're making money simultaneously somewhere else. So aha moment kicked in. That's genius.
Passive income.
Passive income.
For sure.
Without me having to be there. And
sleeping, literally.
Sleeping, bro. Sleeping on the job like how I was. I was working.
Double dipping.
And double dipping. Having those candy machines work for me. And the beauty of it was that it was a low overhead. Bro, I went on Sunbiz because I'm from Florida. So you want to register your business, your LLC, your corporation in Florida, you got to go to sunbiz.org. I did that. Went on Facebook Marketplace, bro. Typed in candy machines. Got me a candy machine for like $75, bro. Wow. Bought me some candy. It accumulated to like $20, $25 all together. I asked my boss at the time, I was working for this company as a temp, making $13 an hour. The boss was kind of cool. So I asked him, I said, hey, boss, man, I just started my own little business venture. It ain't nothing much. Little candy machine vending business, but do you mind if I just place my candy machine in the break room? Out the way everybody just put it in the corner. For people that may want a little something sweet to get them a little energy. Indulge. During break, You know what I'm saying? Give them an option. You're like, yeah, man, I'm always willing to do that, man. I appreciate it, man, what you're trying to do. I'm like, all right, man, thank you. I did that. Bro, no lie, B-Luke. No lie, bro. In 2 weeks, bro, I accumulated like $115, bro. Wow. Off candy, bro. Right. We talking Skittles and M&Ms, fam. Real talk, bro.
Set it and forget it. Put it there.
Set it and forget it, bro. Dudes is hitting it up. I'm talking about dude. I'm like, damn, they don't even know it's mine. I'm just sitting I'm like, damn, just peeping.
Does it grow from there? Do you get more
machines? It grew. I say, damn, one. You know the song Slick Rick? You robbed another and the sister brother. That's how that was me, but applied to candy machines, bro. That's what's up. Eventually I got like 7, 8 of them, bro. High traffic locations. I'm booming. Bro, I'm booming with these candy machines. Wow. People can't believe it. Then it's funny because I had family members and friends kind of like undermine and laugh at me. They're like, man, Mo, you could do better. Candy machines, really? But they didn't see the vision. And the thing about it, B-Luke, man, in all honesty, I wasn't trying to become a millionaire off candy machines, bro. I was just trying to build some momentum, get the small wins. That's what helps us elevate in life. It's the small wins because we get that momentum. It's like football. One first down, get 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, just get that first down, momentum, and it accumulates to a touchdown. Yeah.
Tom Brady, surgical. Tampa Bay, you had him for a little bit. You got to witness the greatness.
I know. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mind frame going into it, just getting that momentum, getting those small wins. So eventually, after experiencing that level of success, I had another light bulb moment. Dang, man, what could I do if I had some soda machines? So I was looking into some soda machines, right? It was kind of hard for me to find at that time. But fortunately, now this time, I was working another job. I wasn't working a job that was paying me $13 an hour. I was working a job that was paying me a significant piece of change, man. And it required me to be out of town, so I'll never forget. I was in Pennsylvania. And my ex-girlfriend at the time, I seen it pop up on my offer-up feed. Vending machine, fully functional, great conditioning, $50. Wow. Caveat, must get it within an hour.
Wow.
We're leaving, we're moving out of state. We're not taking it with us. Come get it now. Oh man, B-Lou. Boy, I call my girl, hey, baby, listen, what you doing? Hey, damn all that. I need you to go to this address right now and get this vending machine. They got this thing for $50.
Wow.
I can't miss out on that. And she was trying to make it look cute. Well, hey man, hey. You ain't listening.
Right.
I need you to get this machine into my $50 and this thing fully functional. Nice quality soda machine. Go get that. I need that. So she got it for me, man. And I got it, and it took me like 3 weeks to find a location for it. Cause see, anybody that's aspiring to get into the vending machine, want to tell you this: before you get a machine, it will behoove you to find a location first. Because what I learned is that even though I got this machine for cheap, so it didn't really affect me as much. $50 came in.
Yeah, right.
But you want to find a location first, because if you don't, you'll have to get a storage unit, put your soda machine in there. Now you're paying for storage, et cetera, and you waiting to get a location. So the optimal idea is get you a location first. Then get you a machine, smooth transition. We'll make that bread.
Okay, so any other ventures besides the machines? What happens?
So after the machines, and with the machines, I was making good money, and I ended up getting like I got all the way up to like 8 soda machines, bro. Making money, doing my thing. But I did downsize about 2-3 machines. Yep. I was having some malfunctions, but making great money, man. So I was doing that while I was working. So like I told you, I was working a job that required me to be out of town. Yeah. So as I'm out of town, I'm making money with candy machines and soda machines. Bro, I'm making good money. Yeah. On top of my job. Right. Making good money. So I feel like I'm winning. And I did all this, within 6 months of me being home from prison?
Sky's the
limit. You can't tell me nothing. I feel like the man. So me, I'm always looking for ways to make more money. Just because I felt like, B-Luke, man, I lost a lot of time. Yeah. Went in at 16, got out at 29. I felt like it wasn't no time for me to play, miss out. I had to get to it. I had to get to it. Success, love, speed. That's a motto I live by, right? So I'm to it. I started this venture, man, what it entailed drop shipping. It involved me having these smoke shop products, going into local smoke shops, showing them that I can get them products for cheaper what they're getting them for. Only lasts for a few months, made a couple bucks, but it really wasn't to my expectation and what I anticipated, according to my mentors that introduced me to that industry.
So what'd you learn from that experience, though? Because usually we learn more from the losses than the wins.
Yeah, I learned, man, that everything is not always what people may make it appear to be. Because, prior to me indulging in that course, in that industry, they illustrated the picture like it was just so easy, that the products that they had the best prices, that it was like, can't say no deals to the owners, and it was like, it really wasn't. Some of the products that I got was higher than the one that higher compared to the product that they already had from their supplier. It was just a lot of nuances to it that I really wasn't happy about. Yeah. But you live and you learn. It did help me, network, fortify my social skills and communication, and learn things about the art of selling, and whatnot. But it's just in life. Me, since I went to prison, man, I always try and strive to find the silver lining in the dark cloud. Absolutely. So me, my mind frame, nothing is negative, man. Absolutely. You give me a negative solution somehow, some way, I'm going to try to absorb some type of positivity for it, and allow it to build my character and build me to a better individual, and enable me somehow, some way to apply it in the future. Yeah,
that's all what you do with it. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's bring it back up to the upbringing, Tampa Bay, Florida. Talk about the household, right? Talk about, do you have any siblings? What's the household like? Both your parents around?
Okay, so I grew up as a single, with a single parent. Me and mom's for 13 years, then she had my little brother. I met my dad officially at the age of 13 when I was in middle school. It was cool, but at that time, man, I started smelling myself, being a little rebellious. I'm not saying there wasn't much he can do, but he still really wasn't a father. He was more like a friend. Yeah, if that makes sense. But I appreciate it, because some people out there never met their father. I did. I was fortunate that I did. So we built our little rapport. He deceased now, but
rest in peace.
Yeah, but I had a great thank you. I had a great childhood, man. My mom gave it all she had. She worked 2 to 3 jobs at times. Yeah. Made sure I had, man. So being an only child for 13 years, I was spoiled. Had good clothes. just all kind of stuff, man. Toys, all that good stuff. But it was a time where my mom did encounter a slump, and I wasn't getting the things that I was accustomed to. So I did experience some hardship with my mom. But my mom is so resilient, man. She bounced back, got things back in order. Started her own business. She never looked back.
Salute to moms, man.
Yeah, salute to moms, man.
Talk about how you did in the early years, elementary school.
Oh man, I was horrible, bro. I was horrible. I ain't gonna lie. I never made straight A's in my life. Bro. I was the C, D, and the F kid. I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Was it a matter of you weren't applying yourself to your full potential, you think, or did you just were you not catching on to it?
I'm gonna say this, man. In my early years growing up, they diagnosed me with ADHD, attention hyperdeficit disorder. I was off the walls. It's very hyper. My attention span was very low. But I noticed this about self. My attention span was low only when there were topics and subjects that didn't interest me. When I had topics and subjects that interest me, I was locked in. Right. I was good. But with the school system, they got this mundane curriculum, one fits all, and you can't teach every kid the same. That curriculum is not suitable for every kid, and it just wasn't suitable for me, man. Okay. And I had a hard time adjusting to that. I always wanted to be the class clown because I was bored. Yeah. Bro. You know what I'm saying? They say boredom is the devil's playground. I was bored, so I was being disruptive in class. And then on top of that, like I said, my mom was working a lot. So my mom was great, raised me right, man, but
she couldn't micromanage. She couldn't
micromanage, and I didn't have a lot of attention sometimes growing from my mom. So when I wanted some attention, one sure way of getting attention from my mom was cutting up in school. Yeah, I know they're gonna call her. For sure. And then my mom got to stop everything she's doing, stop work, stop the duties and endeavors, and attend to her son. And even though I was in trouble, it just felt good getting that attention from my mom.
So talk about Tampa Bay, Florida to me. Like, explain the city to me, man.
Oh man,
what's it like over there, man? Tampa, how is it? Is it like different neighborhoods? Like, out in Boston, we got Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, South Boston. What's the neighborhood breakdown?
It's just like here, bro. It's you got different geographical sides of the city, but it's a lot of neighborhoods in those geographical sides of the city. I personally was raised on the east side in a neighborhood called Nucio, in a small little city within itself called Temple Terrace. Okay. Back and forth through there, and that's what gave me my experiences, gave me my swagger, man, and just helped make me in the man I am today. Okay. But Tampa's a very beautiful city, just like any other city. It's crime, just like everywhere else, man. But beautiful, has a strong economy, has a lot to offer. It's because when people think of Florida, they necessarily automatically think of Miami and Orlando. And Tampa sometimes gets swept up under the rug. But what people do not know is Tampa is a big metropolitan. It's a growing city. It's a top 10 city that a lot of people are moving to. And it has a lot of things that Miami offers just cheaper. We have an extravagant nightlife. We have the beaches. We have theme parks, places for the kids. Like I said, a fortified economy, exotic luxury lifestyle. Hella swag, as you can see with your boy. And we that.
Okay, what about like ethnic diversity? Is it mostly black, white,
man,
Cuban?
Man,
what's going on there?
We're a melting pot, man. We got all different type of nationality and ethnics, man. Huge Latino population. Of course, black and white American population. People from Europe. Asian community, not so much, but everything else outside of that, man, got a big African population, Caribbean population, man. It's a melting pot. It's a cosmopolitan.
Yeah. So what about like the Underworld? What's going on over there? Is it like a gang city? Is it more neighborhoods, colors, a little bit of both?
Well,
at least your experience growing up at that time.
From my experience growing up, it was more about neighborhoods, hoods, riding on each other. But as it gradually ascended, gangs started coming in from different cities, nurturing the culture in the city. So now you got gangs now, and they're a little more prevalent compared to growing up as an adolescent. But the hoods will forever, take over. That's that's the highlight. That's the, absolutely. The biggest. But yeah, man, you got gangs then.
So at what age did you quote unquote jump off the porch? They call it, get involved, start dipping your feet into it.
I'm gonna be real, man. I'm not finna make it seem like I was just living like this, like I was doing this shit all my life. I wasn't, man. I was a school cat. I was a class clown. I was cool. On the little females. I had homeboys that did what they do. definitely urban, definitely no Steve Urkel type guy, but I wasn't really like heavy in the streets. I ain't selling no dope.
Okay.
I wasn't, you know, doing all that, you know what I'm saying, street stuff.
Yeah.
But me, in my city, they say, you know, I jumped straight off to the porch into the back of the police car, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wasn't that type of dude, got myself involved in something that really wasn't me, just trying to, you know, fit in.
Okay.
And fell a victim to peer pressure and being something that I'm not, man.
Okay.
So I learned from that. I really learned from that. Absolutely. For anybody that's watching that's young, anybody, but if you 18 and under, man, listen, hear my words, man. I made a piss poor decision at the age of 16 off of peer pressure because identity crisis that warned me to be sentenced to a 15-year prison sentence. Though I was able to find that silver lining in that dark cloud and transition that negative into a positive and make me to the elite individual that I am today, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go through that.
Absolutely.
Learn through my wisdom, man. Say no, be yourself, and think about the consequences of your actions before you commit that action.
Yeah.
Foreshadow them, because I guarantee if you just assess it, 9 out of 10 you won't make that move, man. Because one slip on a banana peel can alter your whole life. Take it from me, man. Look me up, man. Morgan Nelson. You see what I got myself involved in, man.
Absolutely.
And,
okay, so talk about
to the youth.
Athletically. Were you balling? Did you do any of that in school? Talk about
yeah,
that.
Man, I love the court. I love the court, man. I actually, cause for me, man, I love basketball, and I played organized basketball for like rec centers and stuff like that in neighborhood parks.
Yeah.
But I never had the opportunity to play for the school. And finally in 10th grade, I was ascending on that opportunity to finally play for a school, but I got locked up. And the reason why it took so long, man, because growing up, I always had this fear of playing ball. Like, man, by myself in the neighborhood, I'm balling, I'm looking like AI, Tracy McGrady out there, right? But then when I played organized ball, it's like I just had so much pressure. I felt stuck. When that ball got in my hands, it's like I couldn't really move.
Yeah.
Because I was so focused on not messing up.
Yeah.
And it caused me to mess up.
Overthinking.
You know, overthinking, that fear of messing up. And it's like, man, just let it go, bro. It's part of the game. It's part of the sport. You know what I mean? Just let go. Just do yourself. Be comfortable. Yep. But I didn't do that, you know, growing up. But finally, as I got older, I developed, man, just let it go. But then when I got to that point, man, I got locked up.
Yeah, it's those insecurities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and caring so much what people think.
And messing up and slipping on the banana peel. It's like, man, that's how you learn and grow.
So you caught this case 16 years old. So I take it you didn't graduate high school? Okay, so I guess walk me through the events that lead up to you catching this case.
Okay, so let me answer the question about graduating. I didn't graduate high school, like, in the aspect of walking across the stage, but I got my high school diploma. I got my GED.
Okay.
And I had got that at 17 because my teacher at the time in the county, Miss Skaggs, I never forget, she explained to me that it'll do me justice if I was just to get my GED as opposed to trying to get the credits sufficient for the school that I actually attended to because I wanted a diploma that actually had my high school that I attended.
Yeah.
But she was like, that's cool and all, but a GED is equivalent.
Absolutely.
It don't make too much of a difference. And I was about to be 18, and she said, when I turn 18, I'm going with the adults, and they really don't care about adults getting education like they care for the adolescents. So it behooves me right now, while I'm young, while I got the opportunity to get my GED, get that under my belt, and be done with school. So I took advantage and I got it, and I felt good. I was like, you know, I'm talking to my dogs while in the county, like they still in school, going through the whole nuances and, you know, roller coaster ride of school. I was done. I got mine.
Yeah. So felt good to make mom proud.
Felt good to make
right?
mom proud, man.
You know,
like, I was already locked up. Like, man, let me at least do something positive, something constructive. So got that made me feel good. So I was like, hey, man, you know, it felt great to be done with school.
Okay, so how do you end up getting locked up? You don't got to talk about the specifics, but if you want to at least maybe just say the charges, what they accused you of, or anything like that. You did your time, so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good, Luke. So I got charged with secondary murder and attempt on robbery. Now, pause, caveat. The kid ain't never killed nobody a day in his life. You hear what I'm saying? But in the state of Florida, they got something called felony murder, accessory in principle. Meaning, if you an individual, your accomplice, are in the commission of a crime, whatever he do, you did. So unfortunately, my co-defendant shot and killed somebody. because I was with him, I participated in the crime, I killed somebody.
Yeah. They call it joint venture out here. The joint
venture. Yeah, they call it accessory principal to a crime.
Damn.
Felony murder.
So talk about that experience. You get locked up. These are serious accusations, right?
Very serious, bro.
No bail.
No bond. Bro.
I mean,
no
you said
bond.
you weren't doing the juvenile thing. You weren't in and out.
Yeah, they adjudicated me, bro.
So what happens, man? What's that first experience like? Now you're locked up, doors closed. First time, you're by yourself. You're on your own, man. And you never did it before.
Man, honestly, bro, there was so many emotions going on within self at that time. I could just remember feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, frightened, because I didn't know what to expect on the other side. I knew I had some very serious charges, but even at that point, I really didn't know the degree of the charges and how severe the trouble I got myself into. So just going through that, man, and really wondering, man, was I ever going to see daylight? Because initially, some people were talking about life sentences.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, man, I can't do no life, man. I ain't killed nobody's life.
Right.
I barely even lived out here, bro. So going through that, I did the little 21 days in juvie, but immediately they adjudicated me, sent me to county, charged me as an adult, stuff like that, man. And I remember just thinking, that's when I ain't gonna lie, bro. At that time, I got heavy in the Bible, bro. I was looking for some semblance of hope, bro. I was hopeless, bro.
Yeah.
I did not know, man. I had family and moms and stuff like that, trying to keep my head on a swivel. I had my lawyer. He telling me some good stuff, but wasn't nothing concrete.
Right. Yeah.
Wasn't nothing concrete.
So when you get to county, is there anybody you know from the streets? Are you there with your co-defendant, your young kid? How's that work? You gotta have.
Yeah, man. I actually came across my co-defendant a couple times, but he was in a pod, and they wanted to keep us keep separate because of the case was so high profile.
Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to be in a dorm at the same time as him. But I had one of my dogs, man, from the neighborhood. He wanted me in the dorm, and he knew I couldn't come in there with him being in there. So he started a fight with him, got him out of there. And when that happened, I immediately got transferred to general population. And man, the county was rough, man. It's a whole other ball game.
Did he show you the ropes and everything?
Yeah, he showed me the ropes, but he was still in the box, so I was kind of by myself.
Okay.
In my neighborhood, we're a minority in the county, the county population. So just had to do a lot of fights, man. Didn't want a lot of bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
But it made me who the man I am. I had to learn fast and quick that you got to stand up for yourself. There's something called a domino effect. If you don't stand up for yourself, you're going to be prey, man.
How long till you adjust and adapt to all of that, man? Because you got to use your figure it out skills.
Because I went through some experience that I just didn't definitely appreciate. See, in my county, they call it hitting your room when they steal stuff. They hit your room.
Cell thieves. Yeah, we
stuff
don't really like that.
So I had got my room hit, man, and I didn't like that feeling. People thought I was sweet, thought I was soft, and I really wasn't. I just, getting acclimated, getting adjusted to the situation. But I had to say the hell with that. So I had to start taking off on people, fighting people, and no disrespect, man. But, in the South, man, I knew I had to draw the line in the sand when I had a white boy, man, talking to me crazy in the county. It was that time.
Are there not a lot of white guys in that county?
I ain't gonna say it's not a lot of white guys, man, but usually, there's some that'll get on your ass, that's gonna meet you there. But on the majority spectrum, man, a lot of the white guys are soft.
Yeah, okay.
Give or take. Just being honest, man.
No doubt.
In Florida, I can't speak for nowhere else, but in Florida, they kind of, kind of soft. But
okay, so how long are you in county, and then until the trial comes up, and then what happens with that?
Yeah.
Do you go to trial?
Yeah, so I didn't have trial. I took a plea, so I sat in the county for 2 years straight.
Paid lawyer,
paid lawyer.
Okay.
So I actually got sentenced when I was 16, but I didn't actually go to prison until I was 18. So I went to prison at 18, bro. When the Mayo CI, that was my first camp.
So they offer you what was the deal they offered you?
They offered me 15 years in and 10 years out.
Okay.
25 year sentence and whole, split it. 15 years incarcerated, 10 years probation.
Okay. What happened with your co-defendant?
My co-defendant, the actual trigger man, he has a life sentence.
Yeah.
He was 17 at the time. He has a life sentence. He's never getting out.
Damn.
The driver, he caught 5 years, 10 out, 10 years probation.
Okay.
My other co-defendant never got incarcerated.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Now you get sentenced to prison. Get to prison. First day in prison's a little different usually. So why don't you talk about the difference in Florida, at least between county and prison?
Well, first and foremost, prison privileges you with a lot more freedom. You know, in the county, you know, you're stuck in a dormitory, you know, with a close proximity prison. You have the ability to go outside, see some green grass, get some fresh air. You have jobs. Everybody got to work in prison.
Yep.
And, you know, you got programs out there that you can better yourself. You have accessible library with plethora of books to take advantage of.
You get like a
trades.
big yard and everything.
Big yard, big
softball
yard, yeah, stuff like that. You had trades. You know, you just had a little more freedom, man.
Okay.
Like when I remember when I went to prison, man, I finally seen a squirrel, and I was grateful, bro.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie.
'Cause you
I
way
felt
up
a
in-
little free, man. When I went to prison, bro, because I was in county for 2 years, being closed in, man. All
At
that
first.
concrete. At first, I'm like, man, I'm kind of free.
Yeah, at
bro.
first it seems like, I remember my first time going upstate to up here at Concord, it just seemed like I was on like a college university, but it did take long for that place to close in, even though it didn't really change size once you know it. So what's like the first stop? Do you got to go to like a classification joint?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So yeah, man. So I actually talk about this in detail on my YouTube channel, man. Y'all like and subscribe. Mo Nelson Pass, Prevail Against Self-Sabotage. First Day In, go check that out, man. And you'll hear the elaborated version of my First Day In. But to get a small synopsis, man, yeah. You go to intake first, or reception center. I went to Lake Butler. And that's where I got my DC number, classification process, my housing unit level, all that good stuff. And yeah, man. And then I stayed there for like 2-3 weeks. Then I actually went to my permanent camp, which is Mayo CI in North Florida.
Okay, so just talk about that. So you see classification, you got serious child. Is that like the highest security you could go to? Like, how do they do the levels, and what level was that they sent you to?
Well, they base your level based on the degree of crime, severity of crime. I got a murder charge. Even though I didn't do it, that's what my charge said.
Right.
So murder, high level. And I had attempt on robbery. So off rip, I'm at maximum security. Bro, I was 18 years old, bro. They put me in a dormitory where 70% of the population had a life sentence, bro.
Wow, yeah.
I ain't, bro, remember the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, bro? I thought that shit was fake, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, it's real. The system will hang your ass.
So they sent you to a maximum security and at the
security
a dorm
prison
setting?
In a dorm that entailed 70% of life sentences. Right? I was fresh on a 15-year sentence. I was classified as a life. I mean, I classified as a short time. So I'm scared as hell, bro. But it helped me mature and grow up as a man, because I realized that, hey, I can't play around. I can't be with the childish bullshit.
Yeah.
This is where emotional intelligence had to kick in. I had to self-relegate and really fortify my emotions, you know, exercise the component of self-awareness, which is a major component of emotional intelligence. Not being too high, too low, not being depressed, not crying, not being so reactive with impulse, because these things, man, could be detrimental to your time. Because I remember going in, having the bunkie, man, and he posed me with the question: you a convict or an inmate? And at first I'm like, what? I don't know. What is the difference? And he explained the difference between a convict and an inmate. And when he did that, I was like, I'm a convict.
Yeah.
And basically he was saying convict knows how to do his time. Somebody who's mature, stay out the way, mind his business, follow and abide by the rules of the culture of the prison system.
Yeah.
And that was something that I took seriously, man, because I witnessed people, man, lose their life, get messed up pretty bad, and just came out on the bad side of the spectrum because not following the rules, not respecting the culture of the prison system, bro.
And not the administration rules.
Not administration rule, the population of you amongst your peers rules, bro. It's some rules like, prime example, bro. Farting, bro. May sound funny.
Flush it.
But bro, if you fart amongst a crowd of men and you do not make a conscious effort, an attempt to separate yourself from the crowd and just sit there and shit, bro, some dudes that'll get on your ass.
That's for sure.
You got booty bandits. They call them booty bandits in prison. People that homosexual that prey on the weak. They say slick stuff. You calling my name? You alerting me, baby? And if you a straight guy with some machoism, that's a sign of disrespect.
For sure.
But you call it amongst yourself because you sat here and pass gas amongst all these men. That's a no-no, bro. I seen people get beat up to a pulverized because you shit in front of men. It's like it's certain things, man, on the outside world.
And that's crazy because that's just a natural instinct of your body. But yeah, it's
bro,
respect. It's respect.
Bro, in prison, bro, it's a whole other lifestyle. It's a whole other culture. The things that you can get away with on the free world, you can't get away with in prison, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And see, prison, that's why emotional intelligence is so important out here today, but it was so paramount while I was doing my time, man, because I'm in an environment of violence, hostility, hatred, bias, where emotions are at an all-time high. Everybody's on edge. Everybody's highly sensitive. Anything can set somebody off. Yeah. Everybody, man. Everybody's emotionally on an emotional roller coaster.
Hairpin trigger.
Right? Right. So by me knowing that, knowing how I was feeling, I was able to develop the skill through emotional intelligence to be able to recognize, identify, and label the same emotions that I'm feeling in others, and knowing how to respond, not react, respond accordingly to allow my time to be optimal, right? Because I done got myself out of some very compromising situations out of just keeping my emotions composed, thinking, not letting pride get in the way, and not reacting off impulse of what I want to do at that time and what feels good. No, what's optimal. What is the best decision to make according to the circumstance? And that saved my life on numerous occasions, man.
Like you said, it's that self-awareness. If you can't see it in yourself, you're not going to be able to recognize it in somebody else. So you talked a little bit about the culture in there. So
hold on, B-Lo. I do want to elaborate on this because this is important. Self-awareness, man. Like having a high level of EQ. I witnessed people, man, because they didn't have self-awareness and the EQ wasn't as high as it needed to be in that environment. Get $150, get their face slit open.
Didn't even know it was coming.
You skipped another man in the phone line. Insensitive, impatient. Thinking your phone call is more important than the next man when he's been waiting patiently. On the phone line, because phones is real big in prison.
Absolutely.
Everybody love them phone. They want to get in contact with people. They want to know what's going on. They got moves to make. So that's very serious. So I remember this cat, man, a couple cats, but I remember one in particular. He thought that he was Big Bad Wolf, like it wasn't gonna be no ramifications of him skipping somebody in the phone line. And the dude he skipped, he was emotional intelligent. He didn't react right then and there. He was gonna make sure he came out on top.
Let him marinate.
He was gonna make sure that he was gonna impose serious consequences on his man. So what did he do? Played it cool, played it safe. He went in the room, got his knife, got his razor, because in prison they make razors, knives, and all kind of stuff, man. I think he must have had a toothbrush, some razor, I don't know what he had, but he had something. $150 the man across his face. I remember dude holler, down, run into the glass.
Yep, that'll open you up.
You know what I'm saying? Open him up, banging on the glass,
Damn.
And the dude on his ass chasing him.
Damn.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that dude caused it on himself, all because you wasn't thinking, you weren't self-aware.
He self-sabotaged.
Self-sabotage.
You know what I mean?
You self-sabotage yourself because you're not aware of your environment and you inconsiderate amongst the next man.
Consequences.
It's consequences, bro.
You know?
So me observing that, there definitely went soft.
Yeah.
I stood on my 10 toes. If a situation occurred where I had to be handled in a certain way, I was gonna handle it. But I was always willing to talk things out, assess it, and just try to find the best ultimatum possible. Right. Because I didn't want to lose my life. And I knew if I didn't handle myself in a certain way, I could lose my life.
And you don't want to get more time, too.
I don't want to get more time
somebody
either.
else's life.
So I always tried to handle the situation accordingly, best way fit. Now sometimes in prison, bro, it's prison. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta meet somebody with that violence. You gotta get on that. You gotta get on that type of time because they don't understand civility. They don't understand being civilized. They so ignorant and caught up. They don't understand it. Right. So now I gotta get on your level.
So how's it work for like when you get to prison? Do you still roll by neighborhood? Do you gotta like get down with? Is it all the black guys stick together? I hear a term neutrons being used, with the Florida one.
So in Florida,
you're a neutron. Okay.
I was a neutron.
I hear that from 1090 Jacob.
Yeah,
you know 1090
Jacob. Yeah, 1090 Jacob. So in Florida, neutron is somebody that's not affiliated with any gang. That was me. I was neutron. Meaning I was neutral. I wasn't nothing. I was just me. Yeah. Now in prison, was real big as your home team, your city. I was from Tampa. Tampa, not nothing to brag about, but was very prevalent in the prison system because We shipping people out, and we're a big city. So down there, every compound you go to is gonna be a nice little Tampa population. Tampa, Miami, Jacksonville, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, etc. Right? So it's about the home team. Now, prison can be a very cutthroat environment.
For sure.
Just because they're your home team, you can't always trust them, man. Because I didn't encounter an individual that wasn't from my city that I had a bigger and stronger rapport with compared to somebody from Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
Because one thing about your home team, man, in prison, home team sometimes can feel obligated and entitled, like you owe them something.
Right.
Like you have to give them something. Like I gotta give you canteen, I gotta take care of you.
all that.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I help you. But I ain't gotta give you shit, fam.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if we was in the counties on the street, you'd be the same motherfucker trying to kill me. So let's pump the brakes for a little bit, fam. Like let's put things in perspective.
Yeah.
So I had some instances like that where I had to, respectfully correct some individuals because they felt like I owed them something.
Right.
I don't owe nobody nothing.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna make me feel like I gotta give them nothing. My family send me this at the kind of no heart to make sure I'm straight.
Right.
That's all that matters at the end of the day. Now, if we got a bond, if we got a rapport, I understand you're going through some hardships. I get it, bro. I'll look out because I want to, but never out of obligation. So that answers your question with that. And like I say, prison is way different than county, man. County, neighborhoods banging on neighborhoods, prison, the city, on a broad spectrum, collectively sticks together.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes the gangs can dilute the unison of your home team.
Yeah.
Because if I got somebody from Tampa, my dog, but he in the gang, that gang gonna override that home team.
Right.
His obligation
Is to that.
his loyalty is to the gang. So that dilutes the significance and the power of the home team.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening.
Damn.
And I had numerous gangs, man. I'm talking about, bro, the Bloods, the Crips, the Folks, even the Latin Kings, man, because I developed a second language up there. I learned Spanish. I taught myself Spanish. Practicing with the Oyes, reading books, listening to
I was just about to
Spanish
ask you some
radio,
positive things
stuff
you
like
did with your time up there. That's fire,
I
bro.
did that. So because I knew Spanish, the Oyes, we call them Oyes, the Latinos in prison, they respected that and admired that. Some, a lot. Some didn't. They felt like I was a threat because I'm African American, I'm black, so they feel like
they want to talk about you without you knowing.
Yeah, without me
sometimes.
knowing. And plus, like if it was some type of war about to transpire, they were like, "Dang, Mo's secret weapon," because Mo's still down with his people, but no Mo know our language, so we can't say certain things to around Mo because Mo gonna translate it and give that to the people. So I was kind of like a secret weapon, and the home team in blacks, they knew that, so they tried to use me, but I wouldn't let them use me because I was friendly. Man, listen, man, my personality was a cardinal sin in prison. In prison, people look down and make fun of friendly people.
Right.
You get taught about being friendly.
Yeah.
But I embrace it. I was a very friendly person. I ain't give a damn what nobody thought, how they felt, because I was friendly. But best believe if it was time to get on some ass, I was gonna get on some ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna defend me at all costs. Wasn't nothing, soft about me. But I loved everybody, man. You ain't have to be from Tampa. I loved everybody, man. So I just had a big heart for everybody, and I just like here, I believed in network, and I applied it in prison. It developed in prison. I had the same philosophy in prison, network, because you never know who knows somebody, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You never know. Meeting, building people, and I like to get different perspectives from people not from my city. People from, every city different. The way y'all do it in Boston different from how they do it in Tampa. I like to learn. I like to broaden my horizon.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it always intrigued me. So yeah, man. So like I said, man, I was friendly in prison. And it helped me a lot because I translated that personality, that trait, out here in the free world. And that opened up so many doors for me, B. Luke, man. I tell people, man, especially if you convicted felon, especially if you got violent charges, your ass need to be friendly. All that hard on and, I ain't friendly, I don't know them. You need to get off that type of time, bro, because listen, man, y'all know my charges. I told you my charges. I had doors opened up to me that, in all honesty, shouldn't have gotten opened up to me. But because of my magnetic personality, I call it the winning personality, and how I carried myself, I was the exception to the rule. And now I'm out here, taking advantage of those same opportunities that was, presented to me, all because of my personality, being friendly. You can do the same thing, man. So start changing your mind frame, start changing your perspective when it comes to being friendly. Get out your shell, get yourself uncomfortable with, getting yourself out your shell and doing things that you're not accustomed to. Yeah, you may be a little fearful of communicating. One thing I can tell the people that will help you be a little more sociable, read.
Yeah, for sure.
When you read, bro, it gives you fresh perspective, helps you identify options, and it allows you to enhance your vocabulary.
Articulate yourself way
Articulate
better.
yourself better. So when you're talking, interpersonal communication or public speaking, whatever the case may be, you have some substance. You know how to articulate yourself and put your words together to boost your self-esteem, to give yourself confidence when you're conveying your thoughts.
That's fine.
And that's what I did, bro.
So did you spend the rest of your time up there in maximum security? How long do you spend in what's like the next move? Do you get out from there? How long are you there? And then where's the next move?
All right, so I did 6 years at Mayo CI. That was maximum security. I completed 6 years there. Then I went to a faith-based camp, Wakulla CI, over there by the Capitol in Tallahassee.
Okay.
Good experience, man. That was actually, man, because, in prison they got the phones and stuff. But in Mayo it was dry. We call it the desert. We ain't really nothing going on, ain't popping. It was a desert. So, man, I actually experienced my first phone encounter when I went to faith-based. Can you believe that? Faith-based, Christian, a Christian faith exercising compound that is supposed to be, positivity, correction, getting your mind right. Man, that shit was going down. Man. That shit worse than me.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
As far as people, bringing contraband in with the phones, bringing the dope in, et cetera, et cetera.
So
right?
what about programming? Was there a lot of programs up the max, and were you able to get more programming when you went to this faith-based place? I know you had mentioned Toastmasters and everything.
Yeah, Toastmasters, that's my stuff, man. I'm gonna elaborate on that later, but yeah, and faith-based compound, they offered a lot of programs, bro. Way more programs compared to where I started off at, Mayo. I'm talking about, man, I learned so much. They had these programs where you can learn bookkeeping, personal finance, budgeting. Like I said, I took advantage of Toastmasters, man. If anybody don't know what Toastmasters, man, it's a nationally recognized fraternity that nurtures and develops leaders and public speakers. And I took advantage of that, and that's why I'm able to have the confidence and the ability to convey my thoughts the way I'm doing it because of that.
Yeah.
I took advantage of the opportunity, developed the skill, and I'm just confident when speaking. I'm not scared. I can talk to anybody. If I'm in the presence of Obama or Donald Trump, somebody in high prestige, I don't feel inferior.
So do you stay at this faith-based place? How long are you there for? The rest of your time?
I was there for 2.5 years, man.
Okay, what happened?
I spent 2.5 years there. I learned a lot. Grew, developed some of my personal development there. And then I started getting a little short. So when you get short, you get like 3 years and under prior to being released. They send you to
like a minimum camp.
Not a minimum, but we call it a retreat. What's the R word, man? Retreat. I forgot. I can't think of it right now, man. But it's basically a camp that gets you ready for release. Like, get you back acclimated to society. Reentry. Reentry prison. And I was Polk CI, and I was literally like 40 minutes away from home. So because of that, I was getting more visitation.
Oh yeah, Florida's big compared to
you know what I'm saying?
How big the state.
Florida, come on, man, Florida's so huge. So I was getting more visitations. I was getting like the news coverage.
Yeah.
Like I was in North Florida, so I'm getting Tallahassee, Gainesville news, a little bit of Georgia because we were so close to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that stuff. So it was about a matter of time of me actually getting local coverage. I'm seeing Tampa news. I was just so like, damn, man. It's like you never know what you got till it's gone. You never really appreciate the small things in life until you no longer have it and they're stripped away from you, man. That's why I cherish my freedom so much.
What kind of things did they work on as far as like your reentry leading up to you getting out?
Oh, well, just, programs, man, budgeting, personal finance. Or they had programs like Thinking for a Change, molding you, understanding that things are not going to be easy upon your release, that you're going to get a lot of declines, a lot of denials, but basically how to stay strong. Basically, covering the surface of emotional intelligence, but not elaborating.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's what it all is, man. Just keeping your emotions composed, being able to take a no, not reacting off impulse, delaying gratification, being patient, understanding that it's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, but you got to be patient.
Do they try to set you up with like a job or anything like that before you get out?
They had programs, man. They had programs like the Tampa Bay Academy of Hope and A. Brown Ministries to where they try to set you up when you got out, immediately when you got out, set you up with a job, set you up somewhere to stay, get you some clothes, get you a cell phone, just get you, give you a head start, man, because some people didn't have that. Now, I was fortunate when I had a little support system I had my mom, a little bit of family that, I did have a place to stay. I had some clothes available to me, some shoes. And I remember my mom threw me a little nest egg. Wasn't much, but it was a little nest egg to give me a little head start. And, I made the choice to make the most out of what I received, and I never looked back. Yeah. My mom ain't had $1 million. I ain't had, thousands of dollars, handed to me, but got a little boost, you know what I mean? Right. And I just took advantage of that, man. I used it wisely, and I just, that from my mom gave me that little boost, man, helped me and, yielded to me being in the position I'm in today.
That's the ignition. And you were on probation when you get out. Did you get a job for probation? Is that something you got on early? Or
yeah, man. Actually, bro.
Did they have you doing other things?
Yeah, bro. I was so blazing. Luke, man, I got a job my 22nd day home at a temp service. Doing duct work.
Yeah, okay.
Making $13 an hour, bro. I remember, bro, it took me 50 hours just to bring home $400, bro.
It's good to get the PO off your ass, though, I bet.
Yeah, the PO, but my PO wasn't stressing, bro. They really wasn't stressing no employment like that.
Oh, okay.
It really wasn't, man. I don't know why. Man, bro, my PO, bro, I got piss tests. Out of 5 years, I got piss tests 3 times, which I didn't smoke anyway. But I'm just saying, like, mine wasn't as strenuous because they knew, bro. They just seen it in my demeanor, man. You can know bullshit when you see it. Yeah. They seen it in my demeanor, bro. They seen I got a job my 22nd day home, bro. They seen how I articulated myself. I never came in the office smelling like reefer. I never came drunk, intoxicated. I always came focused, on time, punctual, on point, and they seen that, bro.
Okay,
they seen that, so they really ain't messing with me too much, y'all.
Okay.
So for those who saying it's hard out there, they can't do it, man. You gotta look yourself in the mirror.
Anything worth having is gonna be hard anyway.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't use that as an excuse. It's hard, then it's probably the right thing. It's probably good for you.
You get what I'm saying? And then people always say, "Oh, probation's so hard." No, man. You being hard on yourself. If you're not ready and you're not developing certain healthy habits, bro, and you don't have your emotions, you know what I mean, in order in the line, yeah, it's gonna be hard for you, bro. But if you got all that good stuff, that shit easy, man. I killed that shit.
Absolutely. So, you know how it is, right? You did a lot of time, man. You did, 15 years, right? I mean, that's a lot of time. But you see a lot of times, man, whether it's movies or music, there's like a lot of glorification to the life of crime. Even doing prison time, that's like a feather in your cap. So I'd like to ask, like, in your opinion, what is the worst part about prison, or some of the worst things about it, man? That way these young generation know what's waiting for them. It's not just, respect and everything like that waiting for you up there, man.
Yeah, man, the worst part of being in prison is you're not able to control your free will. You're not being able to control your discretion. Being told what to do, how to do it, when to sleep, what to eat, when to eat, when to shit even. That is no way a conscious, normal human being to be subjected to. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say prison is not for some people, because it is. If you're raping people and touching kids, your ass need to be in prison. Call it bias, it is what it is. But prison, man, it just takes away so much freedom, and it's very depressing. It's a whole nother culture, a whole nother world, man. But if you approach it in a different way, like I had, I didn't see it as prison. I seen it as a university. I seen it as an all-boys school. Because these people got a library. These people offering classes. And a lot of people, because prisons in Florida, they call correctional institutions. The word correctional supposed to correct, supposed to aid in correcting and helping. And people really, try to look for the system to correct them, to help them. Man, listen, I think the system that was designed for you to fail going to actually help you getting out and not coming back. Florida, before I go what I'm saying, it's 2 primary money generators, is tourism and prisons. There's a lot of private prisons in Florida. You think they really want you to do right? No. So you can't rely on the institution, the prison.
No one's gonna do it for
you. You gotta correct yourself.
No one's gonna do it for you.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. That's all I did, Lou. Ain't nothing special about me, man. I just assessed the situation. I know what I wanted. I allowed my purpose. I kept the end goal in mind, and I was feared. I absolutely feared of wasting my time, coming back in prison, and just being stagnant. Something happened to my family, my mom, I can't be there.
So
you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
it's just a lot of stuff.
You talk a lot about emotional intelligence, right, and self-awareness, right? So a lot of time to self-reflect. So talk about some things that you learned about yourself during this reflection in prison.
Well, I learned about myself that as a kid I was very gullible. I gave trust too fast to people. I wanted to be liked too much. So I found myself committing certain behaviors just on the strength of likes. Like not doing something because I really want to do it because the crowd, the social environment want me to do it, and I want to be liked, so I did it. And stuff like that. And I also found that if something interests me, I give my whole dedication and my attention to it, as opposed to, shunning it off because of the quote unquote attention deficit disorder, like I quoted earlier in the podcast.
Absolutely. I would say too, if you could like navigate through prisons and that system and the people in there, then when you come out here, you should be able to navigate easily. The stakes aren't as high usually, unless you're doing street stuff, but in there you could lose your life. I mean, out here, you go to a job interview, they say no, and then you go to the next one, right? So I guess what are some things that you might have picked up in there that you're able to like utilize on this side of the wall?
Well, man, like I told you, Lou, man, keeping those emotions composed, man.
Yeah,
having patience. Being aware. In prison, you always got to be aware of your surroundings. You never know when it's going down.
Yep.
You could be in La La Land, walking right next to it, man. This man got a knife on him. You feel what I'm saying? About to steal this man right here, 2 feet, two steps in front of you. You never know.
For sure.
They go into a war, you right there in the mix, you accidentally get hit. Or the police get involved, you accidentally get maced.
Yeah.
Just all you got to be aware of your surroundings, man. Always have a keen sense of self-awareness.
Yep.
Know what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and why you're feeling like that, and always being aware of your surroundings. Because you never know, bro.
Yeah.
And I took that. I took that trait, I took that habit and applied it out here. And it has done me justice. I'm always aware of my surroundings. Always, no matter what's going on in here. When we walked in this motherfucker, I peeped. Okay, when I seen the lady looking, I'm aware of all that because you never know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's something that I picked up. So, nurture and develop EQ. I learned patience. I learned the power of reading, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke, man, I have traveled so many places through the books. I've been in so many places from my 4x10 cell. From reading, bro.
Yeah.
You remember reading Rainbow?
Different time periods. Yeah. Read a Rainbow. Yeah.
Man, take a look. It's in the book, Reading Rainbow. I can't go anywhere. Man, listen. I absolutely hated that shit growing up, bro. I thought it was so lame. Like,
Right.
get that square ass shit up off there, man.
For sure.
But as I got older and I began to read and take advantage, I see what he was saying. Take a look. It's in the book. Reading Rainbow. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere through the books, man.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, man, reading to help me identify options. I didn't have to do what I did, man.
Yeah. So what are some strategies you would give somebody that just came home and they're like, yo, to stay, you've been out almost, 6 years, the end of this year, man. So what are some strategies that you would give to somebody?
Man, the 2 things I'm going to give you if you just getting home from up that road, man. Listen. You have to know your why. And you have to figure out your definitive purpose and live according to it. Allow your definitive purpose to be your navigation system. Because when you get out, there are going to be temptations. Just because you say you over with it, that don't mean the distracting factors are over with it. To whom much is given, much is tested. So you say, oh, I ain't going to do this when I get home. I ain't gonna do an activity. I'm gonna stop that. Best believe the universe, the world gonna test you and see if you really standing on business. So it's gonna be temptations. But you always, in order to prevail against that, to supersede against that, always keep the end goal in mind. And when you keep the end goal in mind in the front, I'm talking about right here in the front, right there. Use that as a navigation system and allow that to guide you. So when those distractions come on that road, you may look at it, you may stop for a little bit, you may slow down. Nothing wrong with that. We're human. But you're gonna say, you know what? It's about that time. gotta keep going on that road. I gotta keep pursuing my journey, the end goal.
Stay focused.
Because the end goal where I want to be at, this don't align. And that's what I had to do going back to at the beginning.
Yeah.
You gotta get self-sabotage. Those were distractions. It was taking me away. I had to get back in line.
So
with
let's
myself.
talk about that. What is your specific why? And how did you discover that this is your why, this is your purpose?
My why, man, first and foremost is my family. I have a family now. And I don't want my son and my daughter looking up to celebrities more than they look up to me.
Right.
My son's eyes, I want to be that hero. I want to be that twinkle in his eye. I want to be the person, I want to be like my dad.
Yeah.
So that's one of my whys.
Yeah.
Second, I want to show the world something different. I want to set the precedent that you can be professional, have good manners, be respectful, a law-abiding citizen, a successful, thriving entrepreneur, but urban, with the J's on, with the jury, listen to rap music.
Absolutely.
I'm just an urban guy. This is who I am. But just because I'm urban, I got my chain and my jewelry swinging, that don't mean I'm indulging in the streets. So I just want to show people a different, that's my why.
Yeah.
That keeps me, because I got people looking up to me on my IG. I can't let these people down.
Yep.
Because I got people that relate to me. They feel like I look like them.
Yep.
And I want to bring them with me, bring them up with me and show them, look, I am you, bro. I look just like you. I'm from, I like rap. I like all that. I'm you.
That's what's up.
But just because I'm you and I look like you, that don't mean I gotta indulge in those activities, those self-sabotaging activities. Been in the corner, cutting the corners, indulging in street activities or self-sabotaging activities, because sooner or later, young man, young woman, young king, sister, queen, is gonna land you in a position that not gonna be suitable for you.
Absolutely. So you got, like I said, like you had mentioned, right? 6 years, right? You plan on the rest of your life being free. What are you looking forward to as far as your freedom in life moving forward?
Okay. So, be a multi-millionaire. Right now, I'm a six-figure earner. I'm a high thousandaire. Cool.
Okay.
But I'm striving to be a multi-millionaire. I want to make a substantial impact on the world. Be an indelible impression on the world, bro. Like, I want to be known for that guy that did it his way, that looks different, that's unorthodox, but still able to bring people up and provide substance in people's life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I can say that, bro.
Okay, what about as far as being a father moving forward? What are some things you're looking forward to?
Oh man, I love being a father. I look forward to it due to the fact that I was absent of mine for 13 years and it hurt. It gives me motivation. But however, B. Luke, and I'm gonna get a little sensitive and vulnerable here, man.
That's what we're here for.
And don't judge me on this, man. But am I wrong? Sometimes I look at my daughter and my son, and I get a little envious because they got something I never had, bro.
Right. I
I never knew, or will never know what it feels like to have a mother and a mother and a father simultaneously loving you, bro. I took my first picture of my mom and dad at the age of 33, bro.
Wow.
I ain't got no picture of me and my mom and my dad, no 4, 5 years old, 3 years old like I do for my daughter. So sometimes, and I have to recollect and realign my emotions not to get the best of me, because I can't hit on my kids, right? Like, you know what? I didn't have it, but I channel those emotions and just give it all to my kids.
Absolutely. And if you're feeling envious of your kids, that means you're probably doing something right. You know what I mean? Because
You know what I'm
they're
saying?
living a
bro,
better
'cause
life
I
than
give
you.
my kids, bro. I give my kids a father, bro. I'm there, bro.
Yeah.
I play with my kids. I'm present. I love them. I teach them. I show them affection. Like, all the things that I never had. So it's like no disrespect to any one of my kids. I love both. I got a boy and a girl, but what did you do to get this type of treatment? What did I not do? What did I do?
Yeah.
I was a kid. I ain't asked to be here. So
Hey, you had to go through what you went through to be able to do what you're doing now.
yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's what it was, man. But we all go through things for a reason. That was my journey. That was necessary for me to take to be the person I am today. And I embrace it with wholeheartedness. And I utilize it as fuel and to remember how I felt to not repeat that cycle with my own children, and to get back to the community as well with kids that may not have a father figure around.
Absolutely. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to make some money. A lot of people are very interested in being an entrepreneur. So like, what advice would you give to somebody just starting up and they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to be their own boss?
Man, the first thing first, get them intangibles right first. You gotta get your emotions intact first, because I didn't get to elaborate this because it was steps to my entrepreneur journey. You know, I had the vending machines and I had the smoke, selling the vape products. Then I went into Airbnb, bro. I went into Airbnb. I was making like $35K a month just off Airbnb.
That's fire.
Then it slowed down. I recognized that. So I got into the car rental business. I got into that, bro. I paid $5,000 for a mentor. Listen, don't sell yourself short, man. Invest that money. Get yourself a mentor. A mentor is very vital. It'll save you a lot of headache. It'll let you circumvent a lot of hurdles and challenges that enable you to accelerate in your endeavor. Invest yourself in a mentor. I highly recommend so. So I invested in mentors, man, and it allowed me to accelerate to a level that if I didn't take that mentor, I'd probably still be just trying to get my rental car game off the ground, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. But yeah, so I got into the rental car space and I was able to make 6 figures, bro, over $500K.
Wow.
Last year.
Congratulations.
Just in private rental car. Thank you, bro.
So what are some obstacles that you might have encountered on the way, and how were you able to deal with those?
Well, first things first, man. You know, I have a private cash car rental company, so you're dealing with people. I'm dealing with a target that's underserved, that the traditional rental car companies don't want to serve because they feel like they're troublesome, you know, not as responsible, etc. So because of that, I charge a premium.
Okay.
But I understand what I'm getting myself into, so I deal with a lot of cash. So with humans, cash is very sensitive. So it's time where I have to take people deposits and I have to explain why, stand on my 10 grounds, understand, read the contract, these are my rules. You breach contract, I elaborate everything, and that's that. So I have to juggle with being assertive, being a business owner, but also being empathetic, understanding their situation and my demographic, my avatar. So yeah, and then on top of that, having people work for me, you know, understanding the motivating factors, doing things, saying things, actually leading by example to motivate them to continue the process going.
Okay.
So I have to so I have to work less in the future. So right now, you know, at the beginning, work hard, put on, set the precedent, fall back as a CEO should, and just let my employees.
You still doing?
Carry on.
Are you still doing that? So say I go to Tampa, right? I mean, how would it work? Is it anywhere in Florida? Bro. If I wanted to get a rental car from you or somebody out there watching, how would they tap in with you to get?
You want to get a rental car from your boy Mo, you want to have the privilege of your boy Mo actually handing you over the keys to a car, you have to contact my rental car page on IG, Vanzette Car Rentals, VANZETTE_car rentals. DM my assistant and we will be with you shortly. We set everything up. I come and actually rent the car to you.
Okay.
You know
So talk about the life coach part of it right now. How, if somebody wants to hire you as a life coach, how can they do that? And why do you think that that's important for someone to have that?
Okay, so if you want to work one-on-one with me as far as life coaching, you shoot me a DM, comment the word Prevail. I'm gonna know. Okay? We're gonna get in the program. We're gonna break bread. I'm gonna teach you the fundamentals of fortifying your EQ, because that's important. And then we're gonna talk about the importance of how EQ correlates with fitness. I'm gonna get you a nutrition plan to go by, tracking your macros so you can get the optimal results. I'm gonna get you a custom-made workout tailored to your body goals. You get what I'm saying? Some custom workout routines. We're gonna get some Zoom calls and we're gonna work hand in hand, helping you become your best self.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So we're gonna do some work. So if you're serious about your life, you wanna elevate, you wanna unleash that power that's within that allow you to supersede in life and, you know, prevail against all costs, against those self-sabotaging habits, DM me the word Prevail, man. DM me right now. Real_Mo Nelson Speaks, man. Shoot me a DM with the words Prevail, man. Let's get to it, man.
So
Stop
say
playing.
someone never even thought about being about hiring a life coach. Explain to them why that's beneficial.
Well, because with being a life coach, man, you know, it's all about wisdom. It's all about certain experience that you went through that you could maybe circumvent somebody else going through And it's just that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Jordan and Kobe and LeBron, they couldn't do it without a coach. They were
Phil
great,
Jackson.
phenomenal players, but they ain't win without a phenomenal coach. So having a phenomenal coach in your life can just guide you, show you some hurdles, forewarn you about some things before actually indulging and partaking in certain things, and just give you a head start, man. Be that guidance.
I think that accountability is big too, because like you said, the procrastinating and everything like that. But we care so much what other people think. So if like, oh, I don't want to let Mo down, you know, I don't want Mo to think up. So even just having that for motivation, sometimes I think people need that. You know what I mean? For sure.
So a coach is very paramount. And if you're looking for a coach, man, someone who you can relate to, someone who cares, who's gonna work diligently with you in order to get you the best results in life, shoot me a DM.
So
man.
it's one thing to get yourself right, and to help yourself and get where you're at, man. But why'd you want to help others?
Man, because I felt like that's my purpose. Feel like that is my purpose. My purpose is to become my best self in exchange of helping people become their best self. Because when I do that, I contribute to the world. And I want to contribute to the world because I participated in something that's very daunting. Somebody lost their life in a crime that I participated. They can never get their life back. So I feel like if I could contribute by helping individuals become their best selves, making the world a better place, preventing more youth or anybody from robbing somebody and indulging in that type of activity that I got myself involved in, I'm doing my job. That's my purpose. That's what keeps me in line. Sure. That's what keeps me focused and not distracted out here.
And I feel like a lot of young kids that come up and they're salesmen and they don't even know it. They're hustling in the streets and everything like that. But, you know, I think there's ways to take that mentality and turn it legitimate. Is that something that, how would you advise a young kid like that? You see maybe they're pumping, but you're like, hey, man, you don't gotta sell drugs. You can sell T-shirts and you know, talk about that, man.
A dope boy, a real true hustler, man. You don't even know that you're developing pivotal skills of selling. If you know how to sell, bro, you will always make it.
Right idea, just wrong product.
Wrong product.
You know?
Right idea, wrong product. Being assertive, not too aggressive, not too passive. Being diligent, up off your ass. All these are winning traits that professionals even use to this day to get ahead. So if that's you out there, embrace it. But let's channel it though. Let's channel it into something more constructive. Let's change the product. Apply the same principles, that same ambition, that same determination, but let's channel it into something constructive that's not going to enable you to self-sabotage. Because selling that dope, being in them streets, robbing, hitting them licks, etc., you're going to sabotage yourself and you're going to end up in a predicament, in a circumstance that's not going to behoove you, that's going to take away your life, man. And you may be young right now, oh, I got time, so what? Take me to jail. And you say that now. So they put your ass behind that clanker and you see you don't have them freedoms. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So y'all just take heed to that, what I'm saying.
Okay. So other than when you're making money, always working, and I'm sure that's fun for you, but what are some things besides that you do for fun that are productive? Are you working out? You had mentioned meditating. What else?
Working out, meditating, reading. I do like to travel, different cities. I came here to travel.
How important is that physical activity in your opinion?
Of traveling?
The physical activity as far as working out and breaking the sweat and that type of thing.
Man, busting the sweat, man, is phenomenal, bro. Because when you work out, man, it releases certain chemicals that it's called cortisol. It's a stress chemical. When you working out, man, it diminishes that. It diminishes that,
it's a hormone,
chemical. It diminishes that hormone that's responsible for you stressing. So when you exercising, you have less stress. You feel better about yourself. Your self-esteem increases. Your confidence increases. And when your self-esteem is high, your confidence is high. You're moving at a higher frequency. Because I learned through my little slippery slope that I went through. When you're at a low frequency, you operate at a low frequency, and you begin to reciprocate low frequency energy. And that was me, man.
I always say, man, you really can't get anything positive with a negative mindset. I don't see it ever happening.
You cannot, bro. Listen, bro, if you're on a low frequency, bro, you're going to attract low frequency things. Low frequency energy, bro.
For sure.
I remember I was talking to my dog the other day, man, on the phone. And he said something so paramount, so real. He was like, man, my energy's so low. And my dog no homo, man. My dog is a handsome guy. He said, Mo, bro, because I'm operating at such a low energy, I find myself not even able to approach the bad women.
Wow, yeah.
Women of a high caliber, he don't feel good in himself. He don't feel confident in himself. He feel like shit in himself because he's operating at low energy. So because of that, he hollers at low frequency women. That's on the same energy as him.
Yep. You attract what you are, they say.
Feel what I'm saying? Because he feel like he had a better chance because their standards are not too high.
So tell me why it was important for you to come up here and tell your story, and why people should, tell their story, their testimony.
Man, it was written, bro. I went through what I went through for me to go get incarcerated at the age I got out, do the extensive amount of time that I did, come out unscathed, emotionally equipped, fortified with the love. I mean, who else is there?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't it's just me. It's incumbent upon me to help, to serve, bro. I want to serve. I want to put in I want to put in the work, bro. I want to help people become the best self because I know I'm a human just like you. I know it's tough. I know it's challenging, but I'm letting you know, I don't know cliche, you can do it. But in order to do it, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable so in the future you can be really comfortable. Let that sink in. If you want things to change, you must take the initiative to change things within self. If you don't, things are not going to change. Simple.
Well, I guess I appreciate you coming up, telling your story. So I guess give the people some closing words, or if there was anything that you wanted to touch on, maybe we didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, man. So listen, man, like I said before, man, y'all tap in with me, man. Let's be a community. Join the family. Follow me on Instagram at real_Mo Nelson Speaks. Follow me on Facebook at Mo Nelson. Follow me on LinkedIn at Mo Nelson. Listen, man, go to my YouTube page, like, share, and subscribe. I have a prison platform where I'm elaborating on the experience that I actually went through in prison. First day in, the child hall, gangs, all that good stuff. Anything that you want to know about prison, I'm providing that content on my YouTube channel. So go like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pass, prevail against self-sabotage, Mo Nelson, man. And I want to leave y'all with this quote, man. Remember this. Got this from one of my favorite books. Don't dwell in the past, but never forget or disrespect the past. And allow the past to be a compass to navigate your future. It's been real, y'all. Tap in.
There it is. You can't spell motivate without the Mo, right? And I'm B. Luke. Guys, this is the Bounce Back Podcast. Remember, it is what it is. What's next? That's what you make it. On that note, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.